Welcome to our brand new Elementor Live Show series, the place to get a look inside Elementor and experience the latest and the greatest that we have to offer firsthand from our very own product managers and experts. And most importantly, gives you the stage to ask your burning questions live in the chats, or even by sending us your questions in a video. You can send them over to live@elementor.com, that's L-I-V-E at elementor.com, and we'll do our best to answer them during the show. Alright, well today is all about 3.6 Pro, so let's just get to know the panel and then we'll make a start. I'm Ziv, a web creator and Elementor's Customer Success Release Manager, and joining me today on my right is Aviv.
Hey.
Welcome. He's one of our very talented product managers here at Elementor. So welcome and thank you for joining.
Thank you.
And on my left is one of our very own experts, Elementor experts, Roy. Welcome.
Well,
you might know him from the 90-second show.
Good to be here.
Okay. So both are basically here to help make things more clear and to answer questions live from the chat. So don't be shy, just ask away. And one last thing, just to make sure that things are structured, what we'll do is we'll go over each feature one by one, and then we'll take questions related to them directly afterwards. All right, so what's on the menu for today? Elementor 3.6 Pro adds another gem to your online store's checkout flow and expands your toolkit by adding features that can considerably strengthen your brand identity. We have in 3.6 Pro page transitions, a new purchase summary widget to join the already amazing WooCommerce cart, checkout, and my account widgets. What we also have is we have WooCommerce notices styling options, which you can find in the site settings, and accompanying that we have a WooCommerce notices widget to place notices on your page where they perform best. Okay. So let's start off with page transitions, and I'll just remind you now to go ahead and ask your page transitions related questions in the chat. Just a quick overview, page transitions enable you to customize the page loading experience. They can increase brand recognition without relying on additional plugins. Aviv, can you just give us some background for this specific feature?
Yes, of course. So we say a lot about that, but actually, if we put it in words, page transition, we want to give a transition between pages, and it depends on your site, but this is my site, but it depends on the site. You can...
It's a cool site.
yeah, you can put a transition between pages based on your brand. For example, if I'll go what we have now, before enabling the feature, I'm switching pages and nothing is happened.
So going in between the pages, there's no visual, there's nothing.
And it's not that fun, so let's make it some fun. The page transition option, we need to enable it in the experiment screen in the Elementor settings.
So currently in 3.6 Pro it's an experiment?
Yeah, but if you a new site, it will be available without any settings. So we need to go to Elementor settings, to the experiment screen.
So if you have an existing site, you need to
existing site, you need to enable the feature.
Okay.
And then scroll down and activate the feature and click on Update, Save. The moment you do that, we need to do one more thing. We need to go to the site settings because it's a global feature. We need to go to the site settings.
Mm-hmm.
You can go from any page, from the front, it depends on you. And then we have a new section of page transitions, and you will see two features. The main feature is called page transition, but it includes two features. Page transition, it's the ability to put a transition of canvas, of color, or something like that, or a preloader, more minimal. If you talk about brand identity, it's to put your a logo between pages.
So extra elements to...
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want based on your site. But Roy, and we'll talk about in a second, will show us how.
Cool, thank you Aviv for the insights. I'm sure that many of you also would like to see some real use cases to get an idea on how to use this really cool feature. So Roy, the stage is yours. And what we'll do afterwards, we'll take questions directly after this related to page transitions. Go ahead.
All right, let's go. So as Aviv said, it's all about adding some pizzazz and make it more interesting when you're switching between pages. So you can add a color. I would use some opacity rather than having like a blunt, dark page. You can also have gradients, by the way, when switching. But the fun begins when you add those effects. My favorite is fade in. Just keep this slide to a minimum. You can also click the preview page transition and play with it because it's supposed to make the transition between pages more seamless.
Right, so while you're busy editing over here and changing things, you can just preview the page transition to make sure you...
Yes. So, and we also have the preloader. So by default, there's none, but you can add an animation. So you can, with the animation, you can change the speed, you can change size, and also play with it. For example, my other one is the opposing nested rings.
Wow, that sounds intricate. Looks cool.
Yeah, it is cool. You can also add an icon from our icon library, and you can make it spin. And you can also add your own image. So let's add the best image there is.
What is it?
It is
Batman, all right.
It's Batman.
Okay, and these controls you can also control basically for mobile devices as well?
Yes. So if you want to test it, how it spins on mobile, so you can switch and play the size on mobile, you have a different spinning Batman. Maybe not too many things spinning, so it won't be nauseous for your visitors.
All right. Thank you, Roy. And let's just take some questions. First up, the first question for today, Carl Gustafsson on YouTube is asking, how do page transitions adversely affect site speed? Aviv, would you like to take that question?
Yeah, so the first thing that we need to know about page transitions, it's that when we are reloading the next page, there is a 30% reduce why it's happening, because when a user over the page, we are prefetch the page, the next page, and then by clicking that, then we render the page.
So you're saying that the link, when you hover over the link, it preloads basically the content on the next page, and the moment that you click it already
and you don't need to click that and then we'll get the content and the render. We know in advance what to do, and then the page load is much faster when using the page transition. Okay,
great. Well, we hope that answered the question. Let's just see if we've got another question that we can take. Web Samurai on YouTube, he asked, when page transitions are active, can you disable it on certain pages, or is it active on all pages? Who would like to take this question?
I'll take it. Well, right now, these are global. These are site-wide. So if you want to add your brand's color or logo, it is going to be site-wide. And
on all pages,
it's also, for right now, it really keeps things simple rather than hassle.
Well, we hope that answers the question. Let's see, we'll also take a question from our community. Somebody asks, can I add a GIF as a preloader? A GIF as a preloader?
Yes.
You want to show it?
Okay. You know who I'm going to use, right?
Yes.
So let's
just get your
image. I may have my other option, which is
This is a GIF.
It's Batman. It is a GIF.
All right.
It can be spinning, but it's gonna be awful.
Okay. So what do you advise when you're using a GIF to make sure?
Once you use a GIF, you can control the animation speed, and it's already moving, so it can be overwhelming. But you have like a subtle GIF, not this one. And you can.
And you need to remember that when adding a GIF, because it's switching between pages, and as Ray said, it's globally, we need to take it is not to put too much between pages. It would be a small logo, a small GIF.
At the end of the day, it still is a transition.
But people are still viewing your site, so they want to do it with ease and not with something that interrupts.
And also, a joke works fine once. So keep it subtle.
All right. Cool. We hope that answers your questions. Let's move on to the next feature, which is the new purchase summary widget. And of course, it's more than just a widget. It enables you to create and customize a dedicated purchase summary page. Aviv, can you just give us a short walkthrough?
Yes, of course. So as you mentioned at the beginning, we introduced in Pro 3.5, not 6, the checkout cart and my account. And now we want to complete the journey of the user and create a dedicated page after the user purchased something from the store.
So they place the order?
Yes. So until today, it was part of the checkout widget, but now we detach both of them, and you give me, and for the user, it's more flexibility about it. So let's see it in action, how we do it. And
cool.
Yeah. So I created the page before, a regular page.
So you need to create the
You
page
need to
because
create
it
the
doesn't
page.
exist.
Yeah, because it's not one of the WooCommerce default pages. You need to create a dedicated page for that. And you can see it's already the purchase summary is over there,
Right.
but let's remove it and you can search it and place it in the page. And basically that's it. And now if the user will use that, it will redirect to the news page. But we need to remember that because it's not a default WooCommerce page, we need to create to tell WooCommerce that you need to redirect to this page. How we are going to do that?
So to redirect to this specific page.
Yeah. So when clicking update, after you added the first time the widget, we have a new modal. The modal asking you if you want to save this as your default purchase summary page, and it will override the WooCommerce default page. So by clicking save,
now it's set as your default.
Yeah, now that's it.
Purchase
But
summary.
if you're deciding later on that you want to do it later, you can do it through our site setting because it's part of our WooCommerce section. You will see that we added a new purchase summary section. What does it mean? If you can see that there is already a page over there because the page is saved a second ago, but you can later on come and search for a page and put whatever page you want.
You can create a new page if you've got something.
And the amazing thing about the purchase summary widget is that you can create whatever you want in this page. You can use this widget, you can add a more widget with boost your sales, for example, add the products, we will show it in a second, I believe, and create more flexible with this widget.
So what you're saying is because it's an Elementor page, you got the editor, you can style it and use it
and do whatever you want. Yeah, exactly. And if you want, we suggest to use our widget, but you can redirect to any page that you want, which this feature in the site settings, and create fun stuff regarding your website.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Aviv, for the explanations. Roy, I know that you prepared some special examples for our viewers that can help boost sales by using this widget together with other ones on your purchase summary page, just like coupons. Let's go over them, and then what we'll do is we'll take some questions related to this specific feature.
Yeah, sure. So thing is, this page is usually overlooked, and it's just cut and dry. And this is the page when someone finished his order.
Right,
so
they just purchased the order.
They purchased, so
they paid.
What now? So two things. First of all, you can make it more interesting, so adding like more color. You can even add the text, and you can even change the background color for something maybe darker, maybe something more subtle. You can even add like a wacky border radius if you want. I wouldn't. Or add a border. But thing is, it's not just about color. You can also add some upsells. I mean, he's already there. Why not suggest him a coupon code? Why not add them like products that are on sale? By the way, I'm using the favorite the widget.
Products over there?
Yeah. So let's say I'm gonna use one row of all the products that are on sale. I mean, while you're there, why not keep on browsing?
Right, so you can end style it so it's on
brand,
and
last thing, how about making it like more special? Let's add a lottie file, and ta-da!
Nice.
Your order has been received. So much better. So take care of this page.
Also, just one last thing as well. In the content tab, we've also have the option to
yes, you can
preview
also
the settings, right?
To what?
Preview settings at the bottom. So
Yeah. Oh, yes. This one.
let's just show that. Now currently it shows the latest order.
The reason I can show it. If you can see. Yeah. The reason that we added this option, so for the user, we want to style this page. So we are seeing the latest order, but if you can see in some of the part in the section of the content, we have bank details, downloads, and we can see it in this notice. So what we need to do is to switch to an order ID, and then in the WooCommerce section, I will not show it now, you can find the order ID, and then it will change to order with downloads, with bank details, and the user can style it.
Right.
Yes.
So while they're busy styling this page, they can just preview it with a different order and make sure that all of the elements that might pop up.
Yeah, because some of the websites don't need downloads, don't need stuff like that. So it's dependent on your last order, so you can do whatever you need for your website.
Awesome. So thank you. Let's just take some time for the questions. First of all, Tom Bennett on YouTube, he says, I love this feature. He asks, will it play nicely with third-party plugins like payment gateways? All right.
Yeah, I think it's for me. We need to test it. I don't have a clear answer about that, but we try to do that as best as we can. As already we know, WooCommerce is a complex system, so we took it in care and thought about the plugins, but I'm not sure about that one, so we need to test it.
But we did go through the safest route, to avoid any conflict. So we're going with WooCommerce instead of going against it.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, we hope that answers the question. Let's take another question from the community. They say, what if I want to send my site users to a certain page without using the new widget? Can I do it?
Yes.
Right. Aviv, you want to go?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. So what you need to do is, I showed it before, but let's go over it again. In the site settings.
So let's go to your screen.
Let's go to it's in my screen. I think so. Just a second. Let me fetch it.
Okay, so what are you going to show us?
Yeah, as you saw when I added the widget to the page, I decided that this will be my purchase summary page. But if I go to the site settings, to the WooCommerce, I will see the purchase summary section. So this is the page that I saved a second ago. But if I remove that and, for example, choose another page and clicking on update, let's see, meaning that after the order confirmation, I will move to a different page and not to this page. So if I'll go, let's see it in action.
So they will be redirected to that page. For example, in your example, to the home page instead of the purchase summary.
So if I
you can do it.
If you drag a purchase summary on the home page,
you can.
It's important to understand that
technically you can.
Technically you can, but it's important to say that the widget is prefetch all of the details of your confirmation. So the user needs that. So don't avoid
just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Okay. Well, we hope that answers the questions. Next up and last for today, what we have is the WooCommerce notices, styling options in site settings, and also the WooCommerce notices widget. And well, basically together they really enable you to style and place the notices on your page, so they and look great, and they also perform best. So that's it. It's the last feature. Aviv, let's do it.
Last two features.
Last two features.
So as we said, we completed the circle of the user with the checkout cart, my account, and now with the summary. But this is like the icing on the top. Let's see
the pesky notices.
Yeah,
I know. To start.
Because it's the annoying thing that when you are creating using a shop and there is the default WooCommerce notices with the styling and the position.
If you got a shop that's really on brand, and then those notices, they just really
and now we can do it without any CSS. So it's pretty easy how to do that. But let's see first what we have today and what is the change. So let me go for example for the checkout page. Cool. So I'll start with the styling. Again, it's the site settings, part of the WooCommerce section, because we are changing the style globally. So if I go, we have the new notices section. So at first state, it's empty because it's still in the default WooCommerce styling. But
by the way, do you want to show that the default, what it looks like?
I have it on my screen, so we'll show it later.
Okay, we'll show that afterwards. Cool.
So when choosing the error notice, the message, and the info, these are the three notices of WooCommerce. So we are covering everything about it. And the moment we are enable the feature without changing any style, it's going to the more modern style of Elementor.
This is going to be the new default.
Yeah.
The moment you update.
If I click on update, let me go back to the page. And I will show you how to change the notices location. So this is the new notices, and it's doing only one thing. It's changing the position of the default WooCommerce notices.
Right.
So what does it mean? As you can see, I drag the widget to here, and the notice will be up here. But this is where it is today. Yeah. So I want to change it at the bottom beneath. So let me just for a second.
So what you're saying is, like, nowadays the default WooCommerce settings is if you get one of those errors, if you remove something from your cart, it always pops up at the top.
Yeah, above the content.
Above the content, and
Exactly.
now with this widget you can actually control where it will be placed.
So as you can see, I change the position beneath the checkout, and then I'll click on update. And then if we go to the checkout again, in a second, you will see that if I didn't fill all of the fields and place in an order, and we change the position, now it's beneath the content, and also we change the styling of the notice. So it's depend on, like we said throughout, it's depend on your brand. You can change whatever you want. There are some scenarios regarding the notices that it's important to realize that sometimes we don't need to change the position of the notices. Most of the places are correct. I think that Roy will go and show us some cool stuff about it.
Okay, so thank you, Aviv. Roy, I've seen some of the examples that you prepped for these features.
Yeah.
Let's share them with our viewers, and then we'll take some questions. And after that, it's raffle time.
Raffle time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So this is an example of the default notification on WooCommerce. It's always full width, button on one side, the message on that one, and usually it's hard. And
especially on a single product page, it's full width.
It's always full width. So first of all, so now we have the WooCommerce Notices widget, and you can just drag it, and now the message will be contained and not like all the way.
So it's already a better experience.
It's already a better experience, and also you have like more control. Also, it won't look like a stock WooCommerce website. You can make it your own without using a bloated theme. Okay, so if you can see on the bluish part above it, you can skip to the WooCommerce settings if you want to customize it. So we'll see.
So this is what Aviv just showed. That's where the
so above you'll see how it's going to be, even though I've edited it down. So you can, the info notices, for example, the notice box, you can add the color. By the way, right out of the box, the design is way better. And you can add like your own colors, like your own form of blue. You can even add a box shadow if you want, and border radius. And thing is that not negative border radius.
You can try.
On all sides.
but thing is, I mean, I wouldn't use it that way. But the thing is, you can make it your own, and also even the button, and so it will look like more personalized and in brand.
All right, thank you, Roy. Okay, so now let's take our final questions for today. Sven Nebelang on YouTube is asking, how do you go over the responsive options of these new widgets? Or can you go over the responsive options of these new widgets? Roy, would you like to do that one?
Which widget?
Which widget? All of them?
All the widgets.
These widgets, the notices widget. Let's just check that out.
Sure. So, as you can see in my screen, you can wait. So you'll have to play with it. Right now, but let's go to tablet view and all that.
Right.
So as for that means you can use.
So we can just look for the device icons basically.
Yeah, I mean you have like
settings.
width and border radius and its own padding, and be careful when you use an image. By the way, it's gonna look interesting if you add an image, but you do have the option.
That's actually quite cool.
Yeah, you need to remember that with the WooCommerce notices, it's not just the WooCommerce notices. It's a lot of third-party plugins that use that.
Yeah.
So you need to do it with careful. Change the styles, change everything, but keep in mind that there are a lot of widgets that using that. So change it with careful.
So when it was in production, also you keep that in the back of your mind. You make sure that other things aren't affected.
Also, when working with WooCommerce, we need to keep that in mind. We said it before. WooCommerce working with a lot of third-party. This is what we showed the second.
Add to cart.
It will work.
That's it. Bernie has been added to your
page
cart.
and show you.
Yeah, Roy
how
actually.
it's
Yeah.
So it will. I haven't saved it yet. So we've set it, and now we can update it.
So previously we saw the notice above at the full width.
So tries to add to cart. It's fine. I can add to cart.
All right. So now you can see it's not at the top anymore. Actually, it's in the column on the left over there.
Yeah,
All right.
but I haven't saved, but it is over there.
All right, great. Okay, so let's move on to James Griffiths asking, can I add an animation to the WooCommerce notice?
Not
Avim?
right now. You can, through the advanced, what is animation? You can go to the advanced screen and add animation with the motion effect and put a transition, enter transition about that. Yes, so you can actually. But for the entire notices, not to the separate elements inside.
So the notes, the elements inside of the content inside.
You can add motion effect, transform, border, mask
on the widget.
Position. On the widget, so you can have like wacky stuff, but as always, keep it supple.
Yeah.
All right. We've got another question from the community. Besides the style, can I change the content of the notices?
No. What we gave in this option with the notices option, it's a layer of style.
Right.
As I mentioned before, because we are dealing with a lot of third-party plugins, we don't know which content will be in each scenario. So we wanted to keep it simple, and we know that the styling is the main problem.
Right.
So we focus on that. So styling.
Okay. Great. Well, we hope that answers the question. That was the last question, and now it's time for the raffle. So first off, thank you very much for the amazing participation. There really were many questions, so thank you for that. And now the only question that remains is who's going to win $100 gift card? Is everybody ready?
Yes, it's going to be me.
All right. And the winner is, let's have a look. The winner is Chris Coops. Congratulations, Chris. Well done. Congratulations. And I'd just like to, in order to get the gift, just contact us at live@elementor.com so we can give it to you. That's live@elementor.com. Congratulations. And that's it. Thank you for joining, and we hope to see you in the next episode, which is set to take place Thursday, the 10th of March. And it's going to star our very own Director of Product, Tamar, and introduce the Elementor Cloud website product. Yeah, it's a big one. So keep your eyes peeled on our social media and come prepared with your questions. And lastly, of course, the show really is for you. So I'm going to leave a short survey in the event notes, and please answer that so that we can so we can get your feedback and make it even better. Thank you, and thank you again, Roy and Avim. Ciao for now.
Bye.